Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your second episode of the Scottish Bristlocks and Lawn Talks podcast. Second.
You pay attention. Sorry, dude.
I am still
Jesus
in the middle of
Christ.
sharing the link, so give me just 2 seconds. But I just thought I would jump on because that was a very.
We're on, mate. We're on YouTube.
I know we're on YouTube. We're also on Twitch too. Funnily enough, we're just not on.
We'll be on Facebook soon enough.
I think that's from tomorrow.
That's good.
So I'm just quickly sharing the link. So give me 2 seconds. Publishing. Hello, Piper. Piper's in the comments saying hi.
Yeah, I just seen that, mate.
So I've shared it. Facebook and Instagram, it's on. I'm going to quickly share it to Twitter or X. So as you can see, we are here with our guest of the evening. It's not the first time we've seen him, but it is the first time in the new role. So it's also a brand new company. But first of all, Aaron, how are you?
I'm very well, mate.
Good. I'm glad for that. I'm tired and sore.
That took you a while, didn't it?
Yeah,
I did. I'm thinking, what
my brain did the function there for some reason.
Honestly, it's like...
You're getting the ketamine again.
Okay, Brian, how are you?
I'm
See,
fine.
that's
I'm not got my
Craig's.
intro for him yet.
Well, mate, I'm sorry. You're just... Honestly, I thought I'd get in and ask. Now carry on
Right.
because you've taken long enough. Sorry.
I know, I'm sorry. So, we are here tonight live with the chief operating officer.
Easy for you to say.
I know.
Yeah, I know,
It's been
exactly.
a
That's a big
okay.
word, mate.
The chief operating officer, the one, the only, Bryan D. Bryan, how are you? See,
I'm good, Craig. Thank you.
I'm very glad for you.
Nice.
And how are you, Craig?
I'm tired and sore.
Not going to ask what Tony's been doing to you. Aaron, how are you?
Oh, that's class.
Okay, you're just class. Okay.
I know. The thing is, mate, he's got dead air, so I need to say something.
Right, I'm
You know what I
sorry,
mean?
let's give me 2 seconds.
Honestly.
Oh dear, what a start.
Right, 2 seconds. I'm nearly done. I'm nearly there.
I could go in with anything to start with, right?
Right,
Well,
wait.
No, 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 no.
No, it's nothing to do with Tony, Bryan. It's to do with my knee. I've got a torn ligament in my knee.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Have done for the last 2 months.
No, actually, yeah, you have.
So yeah, that's why.
Somebody says that the link's not working.
Oh no, the link should be working.
And Piper said that's rude, LOL, Brian.
Right, but Aaron, you go and while I try and see why the links aren't working.
Okay. Right, Brian.
Yes, Aaron.
Seeing as he's going on trying to figure out, so how are you enjoying this new role and how did it all come about? We're just going to quick fire right in there.
Quick fire right in there. Well, unfortunately, to answer your question, we're going to have to go the long way round, as we
Yeah,
always
that's
do.
fine, mate. That gives him time to fix whatever he needs to fix in the background too. So
I am listening.
fire away.
So it goes back to the prior promotion.
Mhm.
Pottering about during the week or Monday, as it was, and everything's fine. Tuesday, everything's fine. This is show week, and it's unusual not to hear from the promoters to only find out Tuesday evening that they had, for whatever reason best known to themselves, they had up and left.
Okay.
The Tuesday evening through to Wednesday, I wanted to do right by the roster, the people that worked, the people that put effort in, and I wanted to continue going ahead with the show. I had everything that I needed, bar an entranceway, things like that. But then it was advised not to go ahead with the show, and so the decision was made not to. And I think I was kind of in a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rock in a hard place, maybe? Maybe not the word to use, but
denial
right, okay.
that it was the end, because I enjoyed what I was doing. So I think I was in denial that it was the end. So obviously, you know, I'm trying to make things clear that no, it's not. We're still going ahead. We're still very much. And then things kind of came to light where there was two unpaid venues.
Yes.
Now we learned about the first venue because someone still had access to the prior email address. And so we found out that Rio was one of the unpaid venues.
Okay.
So to secure July 18th, because at this point we knew that we were going to still do something on July 18th, whether what that looked like at the time, we didn't know. We didn't know what it was going to look like. So we, with help and uh, a lot of help and things, we paid for the Rio that didn't get paid in March 2025, and we paid for July 18th up front. So the venues were paid, they were covered. But unbeknownst to me, and thank you to another promoter, whether it was meant or not, had it not been for that, for seeing a screenshot by that promoter, I wouldn't have known that there was another venue unpaid from November 2024. So what we did then was we spoke to the person. I don't think she was in charge, but on the committee at least. And we spoke to her. We went through everything with her, and we agreed that if we paid that hall, could we use it again? That hall has now been covered and paid. Um, so there is no debts at all. We have a clean slate. Um, Everybody that was working for the previous promotion is still more than happy to work for this promotion. We will honor the bookings that we had agreement in place with. If they had a booking in place, we'll honor that and still give those bookings up to November. And January will be a clean. It'll be the clean slate. To answer the question, it was more of I enjoyed what I was doing, and there was a lot of things I wanted to do, but my hands were tied because the previous promoters. And again, it's their promotion, it's their money, so they're obligated and entitled to say no or do what they want. But there was things I wanted to do. There was people I wanted to bring in. They said no for whatever reason, and that riled me. But again, you're only like the booker. You're not, you know, in charge sort of thing. With this, there's leeway. Um, Pretty much, to an extent, do what I want. With the help of the team behind me, and we already have a few people in mind. Um, at the minute, we are speaking to, or sorry, we are speaking to two former WWE superstars, and we have got in touch with a former WWE superstar. So there's a potential three. They might come. It might come to nothing. But we know that we want to, you know, we don't want to just rely on local talent. We want to rely on local talent too, but we want to also bring in big names as well. So it was more of just, you know, you can do this. Why not do this? There's a gap now. We have venues. We've paid the venues. We've got everything we need. We're also in the process of buying new equipment to make things a little bit better. We are not just making this a hobby. We're going to be treating this like what it should be, a business. It's not a hobby. It's not just there to come and hang out with your mates. There will be rules that the roster will have to abide by. There will be changes for the better. And also we will be having, like, you know, your raffle prizes. They'll be a little bit better. Um, so yes, this is going to be treated the way it should be treated. It will be treated properly. We want to be taken seriously. Um, People can, no haters and that, they can laugh, they can point, they can joke, but um, we'll turn that around and be like, oh, they do mean business. Um, we have been out putting posters out around Fife area yesterday, and we put out some last night in the Dundee area, Seagate Town Centre, that sort of way. Um, that's one thing that never got done that should have gotten done. It may have gotten done, but not good enough, in my opinion. And although we have only done 2 nights, it's a start. We can even do it better. Um, you're only as good as your last postering session. So we have sold near enough at the minute 30 tickets. And that's with 2 or 3 with postering being sold. So we sold about 27 without even putting a poster out yet. So there's at least 3 with putting posters out. There might be more. As I said, we'll be out again in full force. We are not joking when we say we want this place to be to the point where we're turning people away. So I hope that answers your, because I didn't even remember what your question was now.
But I asked how it all came about and if you were enjoying being COO, basically.
There's not much changed apart from having to go out and do the postering sessions again, which I used to do. So there's not much changed to the role. I'm still difficult to work with, probably. I'm still a bit moany if I don't get my own way, probably. Um, do I still need to be put in my place? Yes. But apart from that, like, I have a vision of what I want an entrance way to look like, what I want the stories to be told, who I want to bring in. So in that respect, it's good to have a little bit more freedom. So I'm enjoying the role as well as can be expected. As I said, we're doing the 3 shows that we had planned for this year, which is the 18th of July, the 4th of October, and the 29th of November. Those dates will remain the same. 2 of those events will remain in the same venue that was booked. And well, hopefully. And next year, we have discussed, it's been discussed, and we're going to do it. We just need to, dot, what's the saying, cross the T's and dot another few I's. But we will be next year, hopefully, up in it from the 6 to the 8 events.
Nice.
So I think 12's too much. I think 6 was maybe too short, but I think 8 is, as they say in the story, just right.
Nice. Very good.
You did. Sorry, I thought whilst you were sorting
that's
it, I
fine.
thought it's the easiest way to do it, mate.
Do we have the link fixed now?
I don't know what's going on with the links, but I know that the Twitch one does take you to our Twitter page. So just go on and you'll scroll down and see it. And I know it kind of does. The YouTube one takes you to the video of us saying that we're live tonight with yourself, Bryan. So if you just go down and go onto our YouTube page, you will be able to then watch the live. So just as you say, like, nothing much changed. So, like, obviously the roster that was booked for the shows that you've got going on this year, you said will stay the same. You've also mentioned about new people you want to come in, but one thing that has changed, that would be the ring announcer. So the ring announcer before was Matt Kelly. But you revealed on the 9th of June, so nearly, 10 days ago or whatever, that it's going to be Fiona. Now, Fiona, a lot of people know who Fiona is. She's ring announcer for W3L, PBW, BCW. She is incredible at what she does. But what was the reason for bringing Fiona in and not having Matt Kelly there?
No disrespect to Matt at all. It was nothing to do with him. It was nothing personal. We wanted, right, so I'm going to contradict myself. So the letters remained the same due to the fact that we still had the belt, so we can carry on from where we're left off in the previous promotion. So again, we're honouring the bookends. Well, let's wrap up the storylines that we had going on. So let's at least wrap them up and give them closure. And you know, that was more mainly for the fans because it gives the fans closure. There's nothing worse when you're watching your favorite sitcom or favorite drama series or whatever, and like, oh well, this series is going to be it's not getting renewed for season two, and it finishes on a cliffhanger, and there's nothing worse than like, you know, well, what's going to happen? So in March we leave you on a cliffhanger, and there is no there's no closure. So that was mainly for myself and for the fans. Mainly, let's close things up. And that's why the letters are there. But bring me back to that later because we can cover a little bit of that as well. Um, the ring announcer, well, I wanted different, and I thought, you know what, um, a female presence would be better. I think. Thought of Fiona right away. There was no thought of could be this person, could be that, but it's like Fiona Loughlin, we'll get Fiona. Um, the other reason for Fiona is she has had a lot of experience. She's done British Championship Wrestling, Premier British Wrestling, Worldwide Wrestling League. She's been on tours with Inside the Ropes. She's got her own podcast that I just realized yesterday it's called Hitting the Turnbuckles. Um, so it was a no-brainer, really. It was more of she's got a lot of experience. She's done all that. Let's get her on board. She said yes straight away. She drives, which means it's another bonus. If we're stuck for getting people to the events, she's got space in her car. So it all just kind of the pros outweighed the cons. Again, it was nothing personal. These days you have to make decisions, and you want it to, because if you have everything the same, and again, this is where I'm going to contradict myself. If you have everything the same, then what's really changed apart from ownership? It's still the old. It's not going to look, so you need that different aspect. Well, there's Fiona. She's different. She's the source of information. She's the voice. She's the MC. That's different. And then once also we get past everything, things will start to look different and take shape. Where you go, and the previous promotion's just going to be a distant, as bad as it sounds, it's going to just be a distant memory. Eventually,
Yeah.
I mean, they'll stop mentioning that, and it'll be, you know, Saltaire.
Mhm.
That's the goal, to make that. Um, I may fall with egg on my face, but you know, at least I can turn and say, well, we tried, we did it. It didn't work out, but fingers crossed it does. There's promotions out there that are barely 5 years old,
Mhm.
so you know, let's try that out. So I was happy with my choice. I was happy that she said yes. And I'm looking forward to hearing her announce the names as they come through the curtain.
Perfect. No, I totally agree with you. She is incredible what she's done. She's got the experience of doing it. She works with a lot of the guys through different companies anyway, so she gets to know them that way as well. Um, when I seen it, I was very happy to see that she had joined. With like you said, she's one of the best ring announcers just now out there. For like Scotland, maybe even Britain. Um, but one of the on your poster that you've revealed,
Mm-hmm.
and right bang in the middle, there's a certain person from England coming up for this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a certain Martin Kirby.
Yes.
What was the reason for Martin coming in?
I wish I could take credit for it. I can't. There was a deal put in place long before anything happened to bring Martin Kirby in, and it was a signed, sealed booking. And when we did this, I spoke to Ross. He was the one that put the deal together originally. And all I said to Ross was, would Martin still be up for doing this booking for the same deal? Because at the end of the day, you know what? Well, if we're going to do the biggest show of our calendar year now, and it's going to have a new name, it's going to have a new look, let's still use that big name that Martin Kirby brings.
Mm-hmm.
And Ross said, yeah, absolutely, we could still do that. So again, I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon and just kind of took that deal on. And yes, there was nothing interesting. There was nothing like, you know, I contacted him myself and we had a long chat, and no, it was nothing like that. It was already in place. I just said like we'll honor it. So and I think I think what we've got planned for him, what he's going to do, will be I think fans will love it. So it's probably got, you know, it's a good choice for match of the night. Put it that way.
Good. No, it's good to see he's coming in. Like Martin's one of the ones that I've seen maybe like a handful of times, and every time I watch him, I love watching what he does because he's just that technical wrestler in the ring who knows what he's doing. He's basically like the Andy Roberts of England. He knows
Yeah,
exactly what he's doing. He's got the experience, and he's not afraid to put himself out there and help other people. Um, so I was good to see when I seen that Matt Kirby was coming. I was very happy with that. Aaron, have you got any questions just now? Because I feel like I've talked a lot.
I talked ages before that.
how long
Okay.
have we been on?
We've only been on 24
24
minutes.
minutes.
And I had to fill time because he needed to, because he needed to sort stuff. So we're just gonna go.
I've got a
Why
complaint from John
Saltire?
Mitchell. He missed the first 2 minutes because of Craig's arsing about with the link.
So
All right,
why the
sorry,
name
John.
Saltire then, Brian? Why did the name Saltire come about? How?
So again, we knew we wanted to use the same three letters just to this, you know, use the storylines, use the championships because the championships were there. So if we use them at the minute, with and you know, so it has to be something with SPW on it. I didn't come up with a name, but you know, the minute it was said, it was like, yeah, like that works. So that's what we went with. It was just, you know, it just rolls off the tongue, and it sounds really good. Again, can't take credit for that. So that was mainly it. However, so you bring that up. Though the belts that we have at the minute, they're not going to be sticking around. They will be upgraded to a Saltire standard. And if everything goes according to plan, can't go into too much detail, but it has been discussed again. If everything goes according to plan by the end of the year, if by the January event or even the March event, if we have enough financial stability, we will order all of the belts for each division in one go. And SPW might look different, as in it might no longer be SPW. And that's all I can go on to.
Get what you mean? Yeah.
That's
I
all
totally.
I can go on to.
He looks confused. I get what he means because, right, obviously, yes, you've taken it on and that, but the belts will look, as you can't say, different, like, and everything else. And They won't look the way they do now. They'll look completely and utterly different. Is what I think Brian's completely alluded
No,
to.
I got that part. The bit that I was really confused was sort of when he said that SPW won't be SPW, and that's what really confused me.
It won't be the. I think what he means, it won't be the SPW we used to know. Does that make sense?
No, that's not what I'm meaning though.
All right, okay. I'll shut up then. Well, we'll find out in due
See, the
course,
way
mate.
I go down is that it won't be called SPW. That's the route I was going down. But then I'm like, so why? In my head, I'm like, so, but we've got SPW now, we've got Solitaire Pro Wrestling, so what's going to change? I know you can't say, but that's like in my head just now.
Yeah.
The Saltair wrestling will stay, but the pro might be dropped and something different may put in. And I don't want to say too much because I kind of came up that in my head, and I quite like it. And I said to somebody the other day, I said the name to them, and it's someone I can trust.
Mhm.
And I said the name to them, just like shooting, and they said, "Oh, I wish you didn't tell me that now because I like that." Um, so um, so it's on the cards, but it's only if it's a big if. It is only if we get all the belts in one go done. If if the opportunity arises and we can only get maybe say two of the divisions done first, then the name will stay. So it's basically it's riding on how well we do it this year, how much we can get the belts for, um, getting them made and getting them here. That's going to be a good timeline, but that's fine as long as we know, right, we've paid that and they're getting made and they'll be here and such and such. And if they're here before that show, then that'll coincide with that show basically.
Right, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
Because even Piper's come in the comments and said he's confused me.
She never mind. Oh, dear. It's not hard to confuse her though. That's the
I
problem.
was getting the point about the titles. That wasn't the hard part. It was right just when you were like SPW won't be SPW, and I'm like, it's called Solitaire Pro Wrestling. And that was just going on in my head.
yeah.
I'm so confused. So
There you go.
obviously as well, you've mentioned about like the future going to be until like the future going to continue. So
Mhm,
at the moment, obviously, we've got the feud between BT Gunn and Andy Roberts,
mhm.
which originally was meant to be coming to a head in the July show.
Mhm.
Is that still standing as it goes, or is that going to be different and continue for a certain period of time, or are we going to get like, are we going to see them two at the next show going one on one? I'm basically asking for if their match is confirmed or not.
You will see Andy Roberts versus BT Gunn for the Saltair Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on July 18th. Yes.
Right, see?
There you go. You
Easy,
got your
easy.
answer. There
That
you
was the
go.
longest way of asking. Just is this much happening?
Piper says you're rude again, dude.
Me? What have I done?
Yes.
You just said it wasn't hard to confuse Piper.
So yeah,
Oh, come
I'm
on,
also
Piper,
having
be
jelly
fair.
babies, by the way.
I did wonder what you were eating, bud. I'm not going to lie.
Well, share them.
Well, you're not going to share
You
them.
share them virtually, dude.
And what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought now.
Oh, there's a surprise, mate.
We'll just wait
So,
Craig getting his train of thought
He
back.
once he eats, so I know you're saying
I
go.
was aware to read the comment, to be fair.
You can read the comment, and but on you go.
Claire's come in the comments said, "Oh, can't wait for that Andy Roberts and BT."
Yep,
I mean,
that'll
that's
be
going to
there.
be a good match. I've loved the feud that they've had, and to see it continue
It
is
will
very well.
be the main event as well.
Ooh,
I
nice.
I was expecting that, to be
Yeah.
fair. Right, Annie, you can go now.
Yeah, I kind of figured, mate. I was just waiting. So I know you said like what we just spoke about with the titles and stuff. Would there be if you get that for that coming year and when there's the potential? Is there going to be any other potential changes afterwards?
Uh, Repeat the question, sorry.
So you've mentioned about how if you get the titles,
Yes.
then it might be saltier with something else. Is there going to be any other changes as such in any way?
Um, always looking for change. always looking for change. Who's who's the big next up and coming star? Who's the one that's broke through their school? Who's the next big thing at the moment? You know, at one point, and he still is a big name, but at one point, Colton Davis was a huge star coming out of his school. Um, Mark Monroe, Sam Taylor. Um, so there's always someone.
Piper Reynolds.
Piper Reynolds, there you go. Kate Calloway at one. She's fair. She's new-ish. But the point being is, like, we'll always be looking for uh changes. Um, we've got something cool happening in November that just need to confirm it with another company that's going to be so there'll be a crossover. Um,
Nice.
so that's going to be interesting. How that's going to work. We'll be bringing back old faces. We'll be bringing in new faces. Um, so yeah, there'll be something for everybody. And like I said, there'll be changes. Speaking of changes, raffle tickets.
Waffles.
Get
Vamos.
them. Get them at this show. Get as many as you can because here's the prizes. You'll get tickets, 2 tickets to the event of your choice. Not the
Nice.
next show, but the event of your choice. So, for example, if we're in Rio and you win tickets and you know we're back in Rio in 6 months, if you want to keep them for 6 months and go to Rio because you don't want to travel to another area, that's fine. If you want to use them in the next event, better. That's prize number one.
Mhm.
Prize number two will be a free Polaroid at the halftime picks that we do at the next event.
Okay.
That's two.
Two.
Prize number three
Mm.
will be that you get to guest ring announce a match at the next event.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that one too.
So at the end of the day, if you're going to spend £1, it needs to be worth it.
Mhm.
So that's what we're going to try and do as well, is make sure the prizes are fun. We'll have our own tuck shop, by the way, as well, and we'll be doing deals on the tuck shop items as well. So
Nice.
yeah, there'll be changes, and like I said, everything will be getting done right. So all systems go on that front.
Nice.
Just like regarding the prizes, like you don't see people doing, oh, you'll get tickets to whatever show you want. It's always the next show.
Yeah.
Like you don't also see people doing ring announcing. Like you get to ring announce a match at the next show. That match, is that a match of your choice, or
No, it will be the booker's choice.
that would just to
Nice.
clarify,
No.
that was all that was.
No, that's fine.
Nice.
But no, that like you don't see that, and it's something that's good. And even like the competition it's still running, right?
The
Yes.
competition so I'm glad you brought that up. The competition's still running, and it closes on July. Well, does it close on July 4th, or do we announce the winner on July 4th? It's one of the two. I'm sure it closes on July 4th, and we'll announce the winner either that day or that week. Um,
I'll be announced on Friday, the 4th of July at 12 noon.
there,
Just pulled
there
up.
you go. There you go. So basically, on that note, make sure because we did put up we reshared it to make just give it another wee push. So if you haven't, be very careful. Make sure that you use the original post. So make sure you like, share, comment on the original post. Don't do it on the post that we reshared because nothing will be counted. It's from the original post.
Don't reshare from someone else because that won't be counted either.
Sorry?
I'm saying don't reshare if Craig or I put it up.
Yes.
Don't reshare
Yes.
from us as well because that won't be counted either.
Yes,
I
that
just
that
made
does,
sure
it
I
has to be
entered it.
shared from the actual
Yeah, I
page
think
on
I
the actual
have
post.
ages ago.
Yeah.
But I think it got a good response. To be fair,
Yeah.
Yeah, like looking through, there seems to be a good few comments saying that they've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11, 12, 13, 14. yeah, there's a good like 15, 14, 15 people done it.
That's
Right.
good.
But like even the prizes for that, that's good. Like the one thing that I like, obviously you've got 2 free tickets to see the first show, which is understood. It's just great. The
Mm.
free Polaroid
Yep.
intermission, the guest ringers. What does the early entry at? What do you get
The
with that?
the two shit with that. The two winners will get in 10 minutes early before everybody else. That's
Ah,
all that is.
Fair
right,
enough.
fair enough.
Just thought I would ask because like not
If they
we've never
haven't
seen
if
that
they
before.
haven't bought if they haven't bought ringside, they'll get to pick their general seating where they want to sit first. If they're lucky, we might, and if there's time, we might give them a sneaky, cheeky meet and greet with one of the wrestlers. If just as if there's somebody floating around and we've got a couple of minutes, I'm not saying we will do that. I'm saying we might be able to do that.
Yeah.
But basically, the early one is that was kind of my idea. You know what? That's never been done. Nobody gets in early, really. So roughly about 5-10 minutes early, um, we'll somebody will come and get the winners. We'll bring the winners in. They'll get to pick their general seating if they've not picked, if they've not bought ringside. Again, glad you brought that up too. If who if you win those tickets and you've already bought tickets, we'll roll the winning tickets over to the next event.
Right, okay.
That saves getting for refunds and going through ringside world.co.uk saying we need a refund or giving money back. It's easier for us. So we do appreciate that if you do win the tickets, just let them roll over to the next event for yourself. And then that way you're still getting your free tickets to the next event, to an event per se.
Cool.
Great. Have you thought of? I know some companies do it, but like if people do buy ringside,
Mhm.
you thought of like allowing them in a little bit earlier and doing like a VIP match?
Early days for that yet. Like I say, we'll get those three shows out the way first, and then we'll look at like how do we do things differently. Um, we're planning on doing three big shows of the year, and then the rest will be sort of like your Raw and your SmackDown sort of vibe, and then there'll be three big events of the year, like your Rumble, your Me, your SummerSlam. So maybe on those three events, we maybe do something like that. At the minute, we're just keeping it simple. Ringside World, book your tickets, whether you want general, ringside, family, that's fine. If you want to email or message us and reserve tickets, that's fine. If you want to show up on the night, that's fine. So at the moment, we're just keeping things basic and simple, and just try and get through those three shows first, and just see how things are going to look at the end of November, basically.
No, it's perfect. It's just something that I just literally thought of, to be fair. And do that sometimes. Aaron, any questions?
Mate, this is the ones I wanted to ask
You're
already.
not very helpful, now, are you?
I'm numb.
You're
Shut your
The
face.
events, the Great Kingdom Bash, that'll be the event going forward every July.
Oh, nice.
October will be called, or at least around that time, because I don't think there'll be a show in October next year. But the show after the Bash will be the King of the Gauntlet.
Ooh.
Now, what has been decided, to be fair, and hopefully Mr. Davidson's listening because this does concern him, and this is actually a scoop. So if he is listening or watching later on, here it goes. You've got until the Great Kingdom Bash on the night to cash the gauntlet in. If you haven't done that by such time, then at King of the Gauntlet, you'll compete in King of the Gauntlet itself, and you'll defend the gauntlet. If you win, then good and well, you'll remain King of the Gauntlet for another year. If you lose, well, you've just squandered the opportunity. So that's your options. Those are the rules. Good luck.
Right. So just to clarify that I'm taking this in, right? Because I think you did just say the wrong date.
October 4th, King of the Gauntlet.
Yeah, you just said
So,
something about the 9th.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'm sure he said the night, mate.
The night.
He's got on the
On the
bash.
night. Oh, yeah,
Ju-
said,
Oh,
July,
on the night.
said on the night.
So
on the night.
he's got
Bash.
he's got up until the night of the Great Kingdom Bash.
Nope. Yes, the
No,
Great Kingdom Bash. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, so he's got
18th
up
of
until the
July.
18th of July to
yes,
cash in. If he's
yes.
cashed in on October the 4th, he will be in the
He will
gauntlet. And if he
Itself.
defend
wins,
that
he's
gauntlet.
another year of it.
Yep.
But if he doesn't, he's just squandered the chance of having a title
Yes.
match.
He's
Right.
basically
know-
defending.
That's all I had to clarify. I'm sorry, I thought you said the 9th. That sounds
No,
like
I
He's
was
the
basically
9th.
he's basically defend. If he keeps a hold of it, he's basically going to have to defend it. If he wants to keep it, he'll have to defend it. That's the fair way that we thought. Instead of taking it from him, we'll give him another, fair shake. And if he can go through the 5, the 6, the 7, whatever it is going to be, if he can make it to the end, he can keep it
Remind
for
me
another year.
again, right, with this King of the Gauntlet, other than keeping that, does the person, I know it's Xander Davidson at the moment, if he loses it, do they get anything else other than the gauntlet? Because I can't remember.
The cash in for a title shot.
That's it. Thank you. I just couldn't remember. I knew someone would have
They
that
ha-
information.
it's like winning the money in the bank. You hold it for a certain amount of time, and you have that amount of time to cash it in. You
Enough.
can cash in and go for the title at any time, basically.
Fair enough. I just couldn't remember
And he
what
must
the
place the gauntlet. He's laying the gauntlet down, so he must place it on in the
map.
ring.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. There we
The
go.
gloves are off, Aaron.
They are very much.
um, I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's lost his
Goodness
train of
French.
thought again.
Mate, I bet it's been
Right.
such a long
So
ass day.
there we go. Right. So I've got the poster up in front of me. Right.
Hmm.
So, is all titles going to be defended at the Great Kingdom Bash?
Yes.
Right.
Interesting.
So that means obviously we've already announced Andy Roberts versus BT Gunn. So
Yeah, well,
obviously
they're
we're
on
gonna
the
have-
poster, so I may as well give that away.
So we're also going to have the tag titles, which is Dead Cell, Nathan Reynolds, and Luke Aldridge.
Mm-hmm.
It was never. It's not been announced who they're up against, is it?
Yeah, but
No.
that'll all come in time, mate.
No,
We're not
no.
getting this.
But I couldn't remember if there was something previously announced before all this happened. We've already said that Mark Kirby's in a match. We've got two of, well, one up and comer who is doing so well in the business, which is Piper Reynolds, and we have one other amazing wrestler in Angel Hayes on the poster.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting a scoop to what they're going to be involved in?
Well, you already know what Piper's doing because we built that.
Yes.
Yeah, the match with Mark Monroe.
She just needs to get her finger out her backside and
Get
get
a
a partner still.
Yeah, Piper, get your partner sorted.
I suppose she's on the poster, so I'll give you that scoop. Angel Hayes will challenge for the Saltire Pro Wrestling Women's Championship.
Nice.
And that's Casey Owens.
Back in January, Casey got counted out. Angel did win the match, but Casey took a count out. So we will give her another opportunity.
Nice.
I'm being nice to you guys tonight, you know that?
I know, mate. He think he's asking for too much. Just keep the rest for the show, man. Maybe
Well,
you need some surprises. Craig.
the graphics will be made and finalized. The card's finalized. The graphics will be made, and we'll be putting out the graphics hopefully as early as next week.
Oh, nice. So we'll know by next week more or less what the full match card is, dude. There you go.
Well, we won't be giving it all out in
No,
one
it's
go.
not gonna
We'll
be
be
out in one
spreading
go,
it.
Dolph.
No, you know what
No,
I mean. But
I'm not asking for the whole card. I was generally just asking because obviously, if a person's on the poster, they've got a match.
yes,
That's
yes,
how
I
it
know what you
runs.
mean. But bear in remember, dude, if a person is on a poster, card is subject to change also.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hope not. I've had enough.
No, you know what you, but you know
Had
what I
enough
mean.
surprises.
No, I know.
True.
But yes, that's what's going to be happening. Yeah.
I generally don't know if I've got any more questions, to be fair.
Well, I could ask one, and then that could be it, and then you could
Does the
leave
public
it.
that are watching have any questions?
I've not got any, but
Because I'm open
It's
to
only,
questions.
it's
I'm
only
open-
I think it's only Piper, mate, that's watching still on
No,
YouTube.
John Mitchell's watching.
John, do you have a question that you want to ask Mr. Bryan Douglas? Craig's looking lost and confused.
No, I'm good.
What are you thinking? Just go with what you're thinking, dude.
No, no,
Go where
I'm
your
just
gut
reading a
is.
text message from Tony that I'm trying to understand.
All right, okay.
Oh,
Oh, you'll be
Brian
there
being
all night
nice, be
deciphering
worried.
that. What?
Brian
You
being
being nice, be
be
worried. Mate, you just
True.
think we could get to the
You.
show on the 18th of July and he could be a complete dick to us. Not saying that you would, but you know,
I mean, Craig had a question before we went on live, and he's just forgotten it.
yes, you did. What was that question, by the
What
way?
was the question, Craig?
Oh no, he's asked it.
I did ask you. It was about
The
fuel.
ring announcer.
No, you had one before that.
Oh,
Did I?
what was it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what it was now.
Oh,
Okay,
Liam Christie's just came in the comments.
There we go.
Are the dates for next year set?
Yes, the 18th of July, the 4th of October, and 29th of November.
Next year.
Oh, next
year,
year. Sorry, I thought you said this year.
26.
No, so we've put the dates in. We've put the we just need to confirm with the venues for the dates. We need to confirm with a few other people. But once we have them confirmed, we will post them up so you can put them in your calendars.
Perfect. And I kill her too. I'm going to kill her.
Why? I quite like Piper's question, to be fair.
So do I.
I'm just not getting in trouble for saying it.
On you go.
Okay, I will, because I'm going to be back. Why are you bald? She asks.
Why am I bald?
Yes. Why is Brian bald?
She's asking you.
No, she's asking you, mate, because I'm not actually bald. Remember, I have my hair back. It is coming off though.
Because of her.
There you go. Because
Ooh.
whoa,
Meow.
yeah, indeed.
So I've got no. I still can't remember the question.
You have one
we came
question
on.
left.
I've
one
thought of a
question,
question.
Craig. Search your inner feelings, Craig. Search your soul. And the question
I
is
do
there.
have another one, but you could go with yours. I've got one.
Right, I'll ask mine now.
Go with yours. You can't remember it.
Right,
So no, wait. I've got one. I just can't remember the one I had before we came on. You'd mentioned about obviously there's going to be some returnees. Have you got already put dates to them? Like, have you already spoke to them about returning?
One or two will make the returns in October, November. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, Aaron, you can go while I try.
Would you ever get back in the ring? I know you're CEO,
Oh,
but
dinner,
would you
please,
ever?
dinner.
No,
Please
would you
don't.
ever? Because obviously, I know how this could go, dude. Because we've seen it before. That's
You're
why
asking, is there going to be a GW 2.0?
I'm not asking if it's going to be a GW 2.0. I'm just asking if you envisage yourself ever being back in the ring.
No.
There we go.
Short answer. I'm still the same as when you asked me that last year. I'm just happy to be the guy behind the curtain.
Which you need to get a curtain.
We have. So as I said, we're getting new equipment. So that's all in the process. We'll have what we need for July 18th.
Nice. And Piper says that's horrible, by the way.
I do apologize.
Do you remember what your question was from Brian? Do you remember what he asked you before he wanted to come on?
Absolutely.
Right, you go.
Could you elaborate, please, and tell me what I asked that I can't remember now?
Well, he could just answer. He could ask a question and answer it if you don't remember. There you go.
I'll do my Craig Ingalls impression, okay? My God.
Could you see okay without your glasses?
Yes. Okay, you ready for your question, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Will Stephen Magner still be the commissioner of SPW going forward?
So it was.
There you go. See?
Right, yeah. So.
You didn't.
Right,
Brian.
just by the way. I really like that. Yeah. So before Magners was the commissioner, is that still going to be the case, or are you going down the route of a commissioner, or are you just leaving a commissioner altogether?
That's a good question, Craig. I'm glad you asked that and came up with it. No, Steve, Stephen Magners will still be very much the commissioner of Solitaire.
Nice.
Next.
John Mitchell has a question.
Excellent.
He said,
least
"Is
you can
Casey
remember him."
versus Angel confirmed as he thought she was injured?"
So Yes, it is confirmed. I've spoke to Casey. All's good. Um, so that match will be happening. I've double checked, I've triple checked, I've quadruple checked. I've given her dates and she is absolutely fine for them. So yes, we're good to go.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Right, Craig.
I thought of another question.
Oh, word.
So obviously you mentioned not much is changing within the business, but it's something that was brought in this year, but it's
Mm-hmm.
something that you at the start wasn't too keen on.
Mm-hmm.
But is the live commentary going to be staying?
That's still a thing. Kevin the Natural will still be doing the commentary. So going forward, that'll still be happening as well. Um, so more or less, yeah, we're honouring everything and we're putting everything in place. So
Fair enough.
all good.
I don't think I've got any more questions to be fair.
No, I don't, man. I think he's covered more or less everything we've kind of asked.
Right, I'm going to end it on a new question that I got that I asked my guest 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But I now need to find the question because I can't remember how we walked off the top of my head.
Honestly,
Oh no, I
something
do
else,
remember.
man.
Shut up. I do remember. I'm just going to tell my shut up though. So, Brian,
Yes.
did I say that like that?
I don't know, but anyway,
What?
go on.
What is so right now? What is 3 things that you are grateful for in life right now?
Oh
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Superstar.
You know who you
Right,
are.
let him speak.
Three things I'm most grateful for
In life right
Yeah.
now.
in life right now. Christ. Well, my dog,
Scrappy.
Scrappy.
Yes, I got it.
I really love my dog. He, bless him, he had an operation last week. He's got a checkup tomorrow. But he's doing fine. So I'm grateful for that. That so that's one thing. Grateful for that. I'm grateful for everybody that's helped make Saltaire what it's going to be. We've got a vision, but it's up to us and the team to put that vision in place. So thankful for that. It's 3 things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Being 43 and still being here.
I
Nice.
can't believe you didn't say your kids.
That goes without saying. Thankful for my kids.
Piper
I
has
mean,
said
I
her.
think life overrates that,
Yeah.
And plus, they didn't go in for an operation, so
Fair enough.
Fair. That's my
And
bad.
you're
Right.
thankful for PayPal as well, apparently. According to PayPal.
okay, yeah, yeah. I forgot. Can I get 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have 4.
Right, okay,
Yeah, you can have that.
there we go. Any other questions about the card on the night?
No, because I don't want to ruin everything.
You don't know. Oh, that's not like you.
I know.
Damn.
I actually want a surprise for once.
Wow.
You feel okay, mate?
Well.
One thing I'm going to ask you not to do
Oh,
is it's basically 2 weeks after my birthday, so please do not put me in the ring or sing happy birthday to me.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
Aaron,
Please
shut the
do.
fuck up.
No, please do. Brian, please do.
we're not doing birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
See, that's another thing you found out by saying, please don't pull you in the ring. See, there you go. Okay, before we
The
do go
most
then.
we'll do is probably get the roster to sign cards and hand a card out.
Fair enough.
Maybe. I'm just a bore. I might get
Oh, we
talked around
know.
and go, no, just do it. Okay, fine, but make it quick.
We know you're
Um,
just a bore.
I'm just a bore.
Sorry,
Right.
I got cramp.
Right, if there is no more questions, we are going to come off for tonight. Now, what Aaron doesn't know is that
Uh-oh.
weeks for us going live is going to have to change.
Oh,
Yes, I am aware of this, dude. You
Did I
did
tell
mention
you?
something. You mentioned something,
I
yes. You
really can't
mentioned
remember
something
saying this.
because you mentioned something maybe on a call on the phone earlier and saying we can't do this because we're going to be changing. And I was like, right, okay, whatever. So yes, I do remember you saying, but I just can't remember the dates exactly.
Right. So due to other commitments through the household, aka Tony, our shifts and work are changing. So to make it easier all round, we will be swapping weeks with Jamie's podcast. So our next podcast will not be until the 9th of July. That I have not got a guest confirmed yet. I have asked someone, but they have not confirmed yet. And it's a totally new guest.
I have a thought here, but it's okay. Carry on. You carry on, and
And
I'll
if
wait.
that
Let you.
guest does confirm, I'm afraid to tell you, Aaron, you will not be on that podcast with me. I'll have
That's okay.
someone else on it with us just to
Oh.
make that guest comfier.
Oh.
Fuck you, you. Sorry.
No, but because I don't know
I
who
know
the
what you're
guest
saying, dude.
deals
It's
with
fine.
things, so
Yeah,
I've
no, it's
got
fine.
someone else in replacement of that.
Who
but
is
so
it?
yeah, I'm not saying because it's not confirmed yet.
Oh my god.
Right.
It was for
Okay.
me.
If it doesn't happen, right?
Then I'll find someone else, so you're fine.
Can it come on?
Yes, I was going to say
Yes,
because the match card will be out by then, and we could actually talk about it properly, shouldn't it?
No,
Because it's
what about you going to come on? No him. He'll
I
be
was on
on the
about.
Monday after.
Yeah, that's to talk about the show or how the show went.
But I'm not bringing him on again in 3 weeks.
Am I coming on after the 18th, by the way?
Yes, I've just said
Apparently
that.
you are. Yes.
Oh, did you?
You're coming on the Monday after.
I'm coming on the Monday after. I wasn't listening.
We noticed.
Right.
So yeah, right.
Okay, punch him.
We are
Thankful
going
for
to
my kids as well, by the way.
yeah. So we are going to cut it there for tonight. And we will see you again in 3 weeks. So enjoy. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming on.
Thank you for
It's
having
been
me.
a pleasure. Thank you, Aaron, as being as my trusted co-host as usual.
Not a problem, my friend.
And guys, we will see you in 3 weeks. Peace.
Woo!